Alright, and welcome back. This is Cult of Elections, and today's second video today, we're going to be discussing what the Electoral College map would look like if coronavirus wasn't a thing. So, a lot of things are to be considered here. The economy would be way better. And another thing is, I don't think Black Lives Matter would have had as much of a push than we've seen. And I think that whole thing is what caused a lot of people to be inspired to vote. So, I mean, spoiler alert, this map does look a lot better for Trump. However, it's realistic, so we can go through and fill out all the safe Democrat seats first. And all of these pretty much would remain safe. There's not really much arguing that. That's just how it is. Illinois as well. Safe Republican seats. Now, this is something that would change. Obviously, we have our obvious ones, right? Okay. Safe. Missouri and South Carolina were closer this time than before, but we can put those in the safe column this time. And same with Montana. We can throw that in safe. And honestly, this may sound kind of crazy, but we can throw Iowa and Ohio into the safe column. I think they would cross a threshold of over 10-point victories for Trump in this case. Obviously Indiana too. And Alaska would cross that threshold really. But really, yeah, these are some big margins here. Similar to 2016, and this was despite, Trump performing worse pretty much. And overall. So it makes sense. I think Nebraska itself, we'll go back to the 2nd district too, but right now, yeah, this is safe, and that's not really up for much debate. Moving on to the likely states, I would throw Texas into the likely, still barely, just barely. I know. You could argue it's safe in this case, or you could argue it's lean, but I think it would remain about the same. There's a lot of votes here, and it's a lot to overturn anything. I think Florida, oddly enough, comes to a likely state, which is really, really weird to say, but I really think it would end up being that. I don't think there's any more likely states. I think, for Republicans, that is, I think Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia stay because, well, they stay in the Democrat column, but they move from somewhat safe to somewhat likely for Democrats. Virginia's just been moving that way. Colorado, New Mexico as well. And I can't really see that flipping. They're big margins, and, take away voter enthusiasm from the left, and take away the economy being bad, unemployment being bad, and I still don't think Trump can overcome that. He didn't win these states in 2016, so there's that to be said. I think Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina are all lean Republican. However, on the flip side, and Republicans were hoping to be able to... Sorry, these districts are kind of all out of whack. Republicans were hoping to be able to gain Maine, Minnesota, New Hampshire, possibly as ways to build on the lead. But the margins were really big, and that obviously didn't happen. I messed that up. Oops, wrong district. Okay. Oh, yeah, we can put that in the likely column. But I do think ultimately Trump would build onto his lead by a single state. Spoiler alert, Nevada. I think Wisconsin goes into the likely column. I think Nebraska's 2nd congressional district goes into the likely column. And then the final 3 states, including Michigan, which was a fairly big margin, I think they would all tilt for Trump, including Nevada, which has seemed like a brick wall, and Maine's 2nd congressional district. Yeah, that would be more like, I'd say, pretty likely. So there you have it, pretty much. This is a lot better looking of a map. It didn't happen. Coronavirus is around. Maybe if a vaccine was announced prior to the election, it could have changed things. But, you know, you can also add in the fact that mail-in ballots wouldn't have been a big thing either. So I don't think this map is crazy. I think the one thing that could be argued is Virginia, Colorado, New Mexico could be closer. But other than that, Minnesota was a huge margin, considering I think it was about 7 points. That's not like a huge margin, but that's a lot to overcome because of one issue. So anyways, there you have it. Trump would win 312 to 226, building on his lead and changing a lot of, likely states to safe states, lean states to likely states, etc. And flipping, oh gosh, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 states into his column. Thanks for watching today's video. If you think this is crazy, leave a comment. If you think it's right, leave a comment. Be sure to like and subscribe, and have a good day.